Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Lab.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. It is, what is today? Today's Tuesday. Wow, it's only Tuesday. Very busy. Today we came in, futures are up, trying to figure out, would we continue to new highs and will things close on the highs of the day? What sectors are going to, be better to be involved? What type of tiers do you use? And, it's a lot of position management right now during earnings season, based on the movement, and then you have to be very careful what you're in because you don't want to be caught in something, to the short side of something in the same sector blows it out, or you don't want to be caught long something in the same sector all of a sudden, misses and guides lower, and then you're like, wow, I didn't know, I knew earnings were in a week from now, but I didn't know that this was happening. So, time to be prepared. As far as today, you look here at the chart of the S&P cash, bit of a doji, not the biggest deal. Look where we just came from. This was the test of the prior breakout. This was last week, and then yesterday we came and tested this spot, and now we have a bit of a doji, a little extended from the 8 days, so time not to be in more than a tier 1, or especially for me, I don't think there's really a setup to be in the S&P cash. Some guys might have actually taken this as a little bit of a hedge versus a portfolio approach. Last time we tested more of an intermediate level was right here before clearing that descending channel. So all in all, a very methodical move in the S&P cash, and sectors have been, it depends on the sector, depends on the day. So yesterday, I bought the IBBs on the dip and sold them pre-market. I talked to RAA, said I'm selling my IBB, $299.50, just because it had a huge move from, $329.50. It had a big move from buying it at $322 yesterday. So I was trading the ranges. Once a move happens, you need to trade the range. You need to buy it when it's meaty and then trim and trail it and then trade it. So what do I mean by that? Let me just show you real quick with the IBB. Right here was a concentrated A play, right? I was looking right in here, bought here, added there, thinking that we had a bull flag, right? A nice juicy bull flag. That's what I call an A setup. And that was after a big move that already happened, so it was consolidating. So I was in tier 1, and in my, I think on Twitter, I'm like, I'm in tier 1 verse 308. I'd add with a close above 313 to 316 for a move back to highs. That was the setup then. So then it happens, and then so for today, I just sold strength. I'm not saying out of luck, but it just, for me, was a little extended. And then you could have not sold strength and said, hey, I'm going to give it to see if it holds yesterday's high at 327.54, which it didn't, and came in. I tried buying it once in the morning for a bounce, and kind of broke even-ish. And now I'll see what the price discovery is tomorrow. Okay, it's still above the 8 day, but this wide range candle usually means it's going to have to go, base out a little bit, or maybe even correct a little bit. Last time it happened here, all of a sudden you had that candle, and it got a little choppy. So from up here, it might get a little choppy. I like when it's, when there's continuity. So for me, I am not in the IBB overnight. I've been in the IBB, I think, pretty much overnight since here. That's a big move. Well, anyway, looks fine, but we shall see. The IWM, yesterday I bought back. Why did I buy the IWMs back? It did a red dog reversal. What's a red dog reversal? If you watch this video, you know what it is. Hit as high as 143.52, so into this pullback into the moving averages, I was like, hey, maybe it reclaims 142.25. So yesterday, that's what it did. Went as low as 141.97, reclaimed it, and then gave a nice gap up today. I am still long some of the IWM. Okay, not as much as I had yesterday because I don't like to set up as much, but all in all, nice big channel. Holding above the 821 moving average. This was your buyable dip, and now who knows? It might need a session or so to hold against today's low. So that's why I'm in less than last night. That was your nice buyable dip. Then you had to be fast to be a buyer above the previous high here. And now, might need a little bit of time or it can continue. To me, I like this play to be long some. As far as the banks yesterday, they got really tight. So everyone's like, Red Dog, you need to be in a bank. I'm like, okay, let's go best in breed, JP Morgan. So I bought JP Morgan yesterday. It was a really nice trade. People are like, how did you, forecast that? I'm like, well, I didn't really forecast. I just saw the range was getting tight, held the low from earnings, was going sideways. The market was hanging in there. So I was like, I'll buy some here and hopefully be able to buy some more. I wasn't able to buy some more because it opened above it, and now I'm still in some. It might need to go a little sideways versus gap. So, don't be just going all in long. in this market right now. But it could, continue to the upside. So for me, I was like, you know what? It was worthy of a trade because it was a tight setup into the 21-day from a somewhat strong trend. So now tomorrow we'll see, does it, play with today's low tomorrow or not? You have no way of knowing. A lot of the other banks look the same. Goldman looks the worst, and I would say JP Morgan and Morgan probably look the best. Citigroup looks fair, and Bank of America looks fair. As far as high beta tech, Google, okay, after the earnings yesterday, went to 1,008, failed, and then pretty much played with the 50-day today. I think I traded it once. I was more watching out of the corner of my eye to see if selling would persist in tech. So tomorrow we'll see, what happens to Google. All you know now is this is the low from today. Okay, so tomorrow you'll have 963.80. Does it hold and go sideways for a few days and then try and fill this gap? Does it trade below 963 tomorrow and give you a red dog reversal entry like this? Or does it trade below that and continue to the downside? We'll see. You have no idea, except for it's not the end of the world that it pulled in a little bit. The report wasn't great, and there's still some talk that it has more antitrust fines coming. So we shall see. But all in all, it did not take this out after hours, so it was not an after hours trade like Netflix was. Netflix was a good one. Traded through the all-time high, okay, and didn't look back. And then if you didn't do it after hours, you still had a trade here. And then another trade here, and it still looks fine. So we'll see what time, if this can go sideways, let the moving averages catch up and give another trade. As far as other high beta tech, Amazon hung in there. It's got earnings on what's it called, on Thursday, so it could still move around. I love the setup here when it broke above that 1,015. Now I'm just trading around it. I don't have a position overnight in Amazon. Apple, I was long overnight also. I do not have a position in Apple today. Why don't I have a position? Just because, came up into resistance, and I liked it here. That was my one setup for 3 days, and then I liked it on the pullback, and now it's just not that compelling, so I'm going to wait. Doesn't mean you can't be in it. I'm just not in it. What I am in is I like BABA. I've been trading BABA all year, and BABA, had a decent pullback. Now it's going sideways. Last time it went sideways was right here before making another move above this 145. Now it's going sideways again. Don't know if it's going to be able to make a move before earnings like it already did, but at least you have it versus the 8-day, which has been much better to buy than to sell. So BABA looks pretty good to me. And I also played the breakout in JD from my note. I'm in some, got above this level here, was a good intraday buy. You actually had time to buy it around 44 and sell some strength, but I'm in some, just broke above another channel, so you would think you can get a little bit of continuation. I don't love holding Chinese names, but they've proven to be better than holding some other names. And then Baidu, I'm still in the calls. I sold some yesterday. I'm in it for earnings. Hung in there. Obviously it needs a little bit of time to digest this big move that happened, and we'll see what kind of flag we have here heading into earnings that I think are on Thursday. But I've already sold half my calls, so I have a free play for earnings, which hopefully deliver. What else? XLE, very, very choppy. I don't know why I bought it back, but I bought it back on a little bit of the pullback. Maybe money rotates there, maybe it doesn't. It's a pain in the what. Still, here's your red dog reversal on the lower end of the range, and then here a lot of you guys are trading it versus this spot. It never went below. Still having a problem here. I don't know. I'm in small, just to have something different than high beta tech names that everyone says all I do is play high beta tech and technology and financials and small caps. But that's because this has been horrendous and doesn't trade by a set of rules that I like to play by. But if as long as it goes sideways, maybe there's something else here. Oil had a big day, and making a higher high here. I don't know why the energy names are so bad. I guess people don't like a dividend, they don't like buybacks, and or they don't trust this oil move. We'll see. So in conclusion, trade management right now. Know what you're in. Know what's reporting. Go in and out of these sectors when the setup looks better. When you get extended, you sell it. Use your tier system, and that's how you can manage a portfolio approach as the market's been trending higher. Day trading, not working as much. There are some pivot points to trade. Tesla was a great day trade yesterday. We sold it on the close today. There was, a bit of action. All in all, it did hold this spot that it broke out from. To me, it's not an A setup anymore. This was an A setup. Okay, now it looks like with a little bit more time, let it prove that it could hold here, and then maybe, you get another trade into this gap, but at this point it's very loose and wide, and I don't see much edge being long it like I did with this red dog reversal here, and then the trade above that yesterday. And if you want my intraday tweets that tell you what I'm buying, what I'm selling, what I'm involved in, I updated a few throughout the course of the day. I talk about what I had in my note and what I executed on. Every now and then I'll even take a picture of my virtual trading floor, which shows the chat room and shows what I'm long, what I've traded. You know what? $10 a month. If you can't afford that, then I don't know if you should be trading, but that's actually not fair for me to say. But anyway, if you find value in this, it's a much better way to connect the dots to help you navigate and give you conviction on things to do that I'm doing. Maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't, but I think a lot of people are happy with it. Have a great day.